Hello YouTube, my name's Damon Lemaitre. Welcome to my third review. As it's the third review, I've decided to do Hornby Henry, as he is of course engine number 3. Yes, he does come with a tender. As you may remember, on my Bachmann Bakerloo review I only used the front part of Henry. The reason I used just the front part of Henry was because I was moving him on and off screen. It was a lot easier to put him on and off screen without using his tender. But like I say, he does come with his tender, as you can see here. Again, Henry's a very good model, like Stepney before him. Henry's appeared in every single series. He's not been in every single episode, but he was in the first series. He's been in every single feature-length special in one way or another. Bought him brand new from Els Barton, the same shop that I actually got Stepney from, and I've got Duck, D261, Diesel, and a few other items from there in the past, as I'll discuss in my other reviews. If you're ever in Els Barton, it's a small village in Northamptonshire. I've been there quite a lot and got a few of my items from there, and they have a toy museum, and it's a very interesting place, so I recommend you go there. As I said, I bought this Henry from them in 2012. At that time Henry was discontinued, but I saw it on the shelf and I simply had to buy it because I said it was discontinued, one that I didn't have. And it was quite amazing how Henry was discontinued, because he is, I said, one of the most popular engines in the show. Obviously part of the Steam team from Series 8 onwards. He came with these brake pipes here, which you can attach to your model. I haven't attached mine yet because I haven't got my layout sorted, and so when I get my layout sorted I will attach them. So if we look at the front half of Henry first, he's a very good model. He's not loco driven, he's powered by his tender, which we'll talk about later. I think all the colours are there. He's the right shade of green. His face is really good. It's like his TV series model. I think it's a bit of a shame though that he hasn't got his wheel arches, and also a bit of a shame on the front windows that you haven't got the yellow around them. So when I look at this model of Henry, I see a bit of both. I see a bit of the TV series model, because of his face, and then I see the Railway Series model, the Railway Series illustration, as you can see here. And so I see a bit of both of them in Henry. So I think he's a very, very good model indeed on the front half. Another thing that's also worth adding, I think, is that he's got some detail in the back of his cab, and I can probably see it better than you once again, but you can see all his firebox and pipes and I can't name you every single part. I'm not an engineer, but yeah, everything's there. It's all really detailed, so that's a plus for the engine. Going on to the tender now, I think again with the tender you've got some detail on the front. You can probably, because it's a lot more open, you can see that a lot more better. I think the tender is probably, I mean, it's like we look at the front half of the model and we think, wow, yes, but then as we move on to the tender, things aren't so fantastic. It's green along here, when I think black would have been a lot better colour. But other than that, I think the tender's quite good. Also, the number 3 on his tender, it's not quite like any of his other models and how the 3's written on Henry before. So again, it is a bit of a disappointment if I'm honest, but nevertheless I do still think it's a great model. If you wanted a model of Henry that was very accurate to his TV series, you'd probably be best getting the Bachmann one. There are cons with the Bachmann one, but I don't have the Bachmann one. And as this is a Hornby Henry review, we're mainly just talking about the Hornby Henry. But as I say, I think he is a very good model. He runs really well. When I first got him, I did have to give him a bit of an oiling. But once he was oiled, he ran very, very well indeed. As I said, Henry isn't loco driven. He's powered by his tender. I think that is a bit of a shame. I prefer loco-driven engines. I think they run just that bit better. On the box, he was about £85, 99p. but on eBay now they fetch a lot more, and so I think that was a very good price. So, and I'm really pleased to have it. Thank you very much for watching. Next time we will be reviewing Bill and Ben, and I don't mean the flower pot men Bill and Ben. I of course mean the Bachmann engines Bill and Ben. So thank you very much for watching. So I think this, to conclude, I think this is a very good model of Henry, and it was very hard to score, but I think I've given him a 9.5 out of 10. I think that's quite fair. And so it's a very, like I say, it is a very good model, but for me it wasn't quite there to give the 10. But I think 9.5 out of 10 is still a very decent one. It's a very decent model. I'd recommend to everyone. And if I was asked to recommend the Bachmann one or the Hornby Henry, it would be the Hornby Henry. Like I said, it is discontinued now, quite hard to get. But if you get the chance to get it, then I'd say you should do.